Prowl thought it would be funny to let all of my livestock into my house and turn this place into a literal pig pen. We're gonna have to get him back. Welcome back, everybody, to another episode of the Bedrock Guide. We are in the Nether and currently on a live stream, and so much has happened already. I have died twice. Once from a piglin because I was talking to Prowl and not paying attention to what I was doing. And the second time to a piglin because I forgot to equip my chest plate and I was trying to fight him with an elytra. It's a terrible idea. Put your chest plate on. If you're gonna fight, you need proper armor. But that's besides the point. We are in the Nether today because we are gathering up a bunch of resources that we're going to need for our first major farm project of this series. We are going to be making a creeper farm today. So my 3 goals for today's episode. The first one is we are going to go into the Nether and gather resources, which we are doing now. And I was gonna say, get in and out without dying, but that's already too late. We've already blown that one. The second goal is to actually build the creeper farm itself, and then the third goal is to get a full shulker box of rockets by the end of this episode. That is a pretty ambitious goal for this episode because we don't have any gunpowder at this point in the game. We've used it all. It's all gone. So the only way we're going to be able to do that is to build a great creeper farm, and I have a design that I think is going to do the trick. All right, we're back in the overworld, and you know, we don't even actually have to walk anymore. We can fly. We can fly. So flying over here, we are headed over here towards our fish farm, but we're not actually going to be doing anything with the fish farm. We're just going to be working in this general vicinity today on our creeper farm. We want to build this above the ocean to get the maximum amount of spawns possible. So I think somewhere right around this area is going to be good. I've got exact coordinates because I did build this in a test world before this episode. And just kind of a little sneak peek preview, this area right over here is where we're going to be building our future base. Future base is going to go in this little cove area. We got a fish farm over there, a creeper farm right here, and we'll have some other things probably around this area as well. So we've already been thinking about this and planning it from the start. Again, this is my big spiel about planning out survival worlds, is have a general idea of what you want to do before you start putting things down. If you do that, it will go a lot smoother for you and you'll get projects done a lot faster. I have predetermined these coordinates in a testing world. We are at -192, -416, and this is actually on the corner of a chunk. And because chunk finder texture packs no longer work because of Render Dragon, we had to do this the old-fashioned way. We did this with Chunkbase, a website that allows you to see chunks and find the borders and all that kind of stuff. So we have located a chunk border, and I'll show you what we're going to do with it here in just a second, but we need to get all the way up to Y level 180. This is very, very important because Prowl and I are playing on a world that has sim distance 12, and so it takes a lot farther for mobs to despawn than if you're on the default sim distance of 4. So in my testing at 180, we do not have any spawns from the ocean at this point interfering with this farm. So at this high up in the air, we're going to get maximum creeper spawnage. So then what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my glass here. I've got a little bit of glass. We're going to make just a small AFK platform. We're going to go here, here, and here. And each of these blocks is in the corner of a chunk. From here, what we're going to do is we're going to go up 24 blocks. So that will take us to about Y level 204. So we're just going to get some temporary scaffolding and put this up here. So from here, we're going to go ahead and take a blackstone block just like that. And then we're just going to make a ring around this 2x2 area. And that will be the first little spawn platform for this farm. It is a rather massive farm, and it's not going to stop here. And we're going to count out from the center. This is 1, this is 2. We're gonna go all the way out to 16. So 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, and 16. You see, we've alternated every other one with the blackstone and netherrack. The netherrack is going to get broken in just a little bit. So then what we can do is make sure to leave a 1 block gap in between the previous ring that we made until we've completed rings all the way around the edge of the farm. And if you've done this correctly, it should work itself out to be 4 chunks in diameter. Okay, so we've got our first platform in here. Let's go ahead and take a look at it. Not too bad. We've got a full 4-chunk first platform for our farm. So we're just going to pick a corner, any corner, and we're going to drop a button. And we're going to go every other block around this entire ring. And what this is going to do is ensure that mobs that have to spawn on multiple blocks can't spawn there. So spiders, they cannot spawn in a 1x1 area. So spiders will not be able to spawn in this location. Zombies could spawn here, creepers could spawn here, skeletons could spawn here, but we've got a way that we can limit that to just creepers as well. We're coming down our last row here, and if we've done it correctly, there should be a 1-block gap between the last button. Perfect. So there are buttons all the way around this farm, and they're all spread apart by 1 gap. We're going to do the same thing around all of these inner rings as well, and we're going to try to keep it consistent. So this has a button in the corner here, so we'll put a button in the corner here. On the opposite corners of the farm, it alternates. So over here, you've got a button right here, one right here, but none in the corner. That is a huge mess of buttons right now, but they're all in place. We've got every other one around the entire farm, and so our creepers will have all of these empty spaces to spawn in. So how do we get them to willingly walk off of this farm down onto a killing chamber? So around the entire farm, we're going to place trapdoors, just like this. We're going to end up closing these trapdoors as well, but in order to save some time, we're just going to go around placing them one by one and then come back around quickly and just shut them all so that they are flush with the wall. We don't have enough trapdoors to go around the entire ring just yet. We'll have to go craft some more, but I do want to go ahead and show you, you do want to close these trapdoors just like so. Because when a creeper spawns on this platform, it will view this little sliver of a trapdoor as a full block, and it will attempt to walk over it. When it attempts to walk over it, you and I both know that there's no block there. It's just going to fall straight down, but the creeper doesn't know that, and that is just fine. We want confused creepers. So then what we want to do once we've filled in the entire ring on the outside, we want to do the same thing to the inside rings. We want to go ahead and put down trapdoors and collapse them in on the farm so that every spot in this farm has a place where a creeper could potentially walk over and fall down. The other thing to be careful with as well, when you're doing this, if you accidentally hit one of these buttons, it will open up that trapdoor again. So I would advise once you finish a platform, go around the entire thing, just checking for open trapdoors, make sure they're closed. Go ahead and close these last couple of trapdoors, and our first spawning platform is complete. For the most part, we're going to go ahead and build another blackstone platform directly above this because there's one more thing left to do. We've got our second platform in place, and it is exactly 2 blocks higher than the previous platform. And so any mob such as a skeleton, a zombie, a creeper, they can spawn here on this space, this space, this space, pretty much anywhere without a button, but we only want creepers to spawn here. So how we get around the other mobs spawning and basically blocking them is to place a trapdoor directly above the empty spaces. So basically we alternated buttons. In the opposite spaces on the ceiling, we are going to alternate with trapdoors. We need to do this around the entire farm, and then we need to build this up. I'm going to go ahead and get all of these trapdoors in place, and then we will roll that time-lapse music. Well, what has been a couple of moments for you all has been about 7 hours of work for me spread across a couple of days. And I don't know if you can hear it in my voice right now or not, but I am a little bit sick. I've come down with a cold, but we are finishing up the last layer here, and this is going to be the ceiling. We are going to do something special with this glass here in just a moment that I will tell you about that will actually help increase the rates of the farm overall. I should also note while I'm building this as well that this is not 100% my original design. A lot of these mechanics you've seen in other videos or pictures, nor is this an exact one-for-one recreation of any farm that I've seen on the internet, so I do consider this to be my design and my farm, but I will go ahead and link in the description below some of the inspiration that I found when designing this farm. So just when you have a moment, be sure to go check out those creators as well. We now have a glass roof covering every inch of this farm, and the next thing we need to do is go in here and place down some blackstone around the perimeter and go up 5 blocks. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We are going to do this all the way around the entire glass ceiling so that it is completely enclosed. Once we have this entire farm enclosed, we're going to place a water source block right next to the top block around the entire farm as well, so that this entire area is covered with water. What that's going to do is to allow this top spawning layer to become a surface spawn rather than a cave spawn. If we were to put solid blocks all the way across here, the entire farm would be considered a cave spawn. So basically what this allows us to do is to get surface spawns at this level and then cave spawns all the way down below. So we're not cutting our efficiency in half. So pretty cool mechanic that allows us to get double efficiency from our farm. So we've got our 5 block wall all the way around the farm, and we're gonna go here at the 4th block height and start placing down netherrack. This is literally a temporary block, so you don't have to use netherrack. You can use anything that you want. This is where we are going to place our water sources. The reason that we're doing this is because if you start at the bottom and try to work your way up, you're gonna miss a lot of the middle of the farm, and we want a flat, solid water flow across the entire farm, and this is honestly the easiest way to do it. Now that we've got our temporary netherrack ceiling in place, what we're gonna do is we're gonna place a water bucket here, and then we'll skip a block and place another water bucket right here. This will give us an infinite water source, so now we can take from the center one and then place over, and then keep taking water from here on out. This is the easiest way to do this so that you don't have to fly down to the ocean every time you want to get some more water. So just keep that in mind. And what we're going to do is we're going to go all the way down this row, and then we'll go all the way down that row. And what that should do is basically fill in the entire surface here with a flat water source. And just like that, we have an entire platform with full water sources. All of the netherrack floor is now removed, all of our water is in place, and this is actually ready to go. The farm can be operational now. It is fully functional in the dark and mostly functional during the day. This water actually darkens the areas below, but not completely. Because of the sunlight, light still bleeds through to the perimeter of the farm, and the way we're going to get around that is to build out the bottom section of this area right here. We are going to use magma blocks. So then what we're going to do is we're going to find the corner, and we're going to go out 8. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Make sure to crouch too, or grab a fire resistance potion. Otherwise, you will take damage while you're on top of these. And then we'll do the same thing over in this corner of the farm. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And then do that all the way around the farm and make sure you fill in all of these spaces. What that's going to do is allow this area to darken the perimeters of the farm so that no light will reach these, or at least light levels that are capable of spawning creepers. And just because we don't want to crouch anymore, fire resistance, and now we can run freely and finish off these platforms. Do not forget this up here. We finished the platform here that will completely darken out the farm. This thing should be fully operational now if we stand on the AFK platform. But what we want to do here is go back up top, because right here at the top of our little water pool, this is still a spawnable area. So we're just going to cover this around with magma blocks as well. One thing I should note as well, I am doing this live on Twitch, and I totally forgot. And Nogri, one of the viewers and one of the people in this community, has pointed out to me that slabs do not block out light. So don't use slabs down there. because you're gonna have to put a full block down anyway. Magma blocks do serve dual purpose. They block out the light and they prevent spawns. So in my opinion, it's easier to get a bunch more of these than to get a full block and a slab of any variety and craft those up and put them down. So just keep that in mind. This area right here, the little AFK platform, is at the killing height for this bottom platform. So any creepers that fall from any of the 5 platforms up there will instantly fall to their demise and drop gunpowder. What we want to do is build this collection floor out to where it is even with the edge of the farm. And we're actually going to go a little bit past it just in case the creepers decide to jump off the edge this way. We just want to make sure to have enough room to collect everything possible. And I think that will more than do it. Ugh, so frustrating. I forgot to put trapdoors on the glass ceiling. So we're getting general mobs spawning up top and dropping down to the platform below, which is not a big deal. We'll fix that up really quickly. The next thing that we're going to need for this project is a few rails for the collection system, and what better place to get iron than the resource roulette collection area? Because Prowl actually owes me 15 stacks of iron from our previous round of a resource roulette. So, calculating. That's not, oh my gosh, Prowl. That's 15 stacks of nuggets. And quartz. I didn't even ask for quartz. Is that from a previous resource roulette? I think it might be. This is wrong. Less than 2 stacks of iron, Prowl. 100% rejecting that. So, if we're gonna play it that way, 2 can play this game. 1 stack of sand. 2 stacks of sand. 3 stacks of sand. 4 stacks of sand. And 32 stacks of sand. You're welcome, Prowl. Now that we've got that unpleasantness out of the way, let's go ahead and pop another fire resistance potion, and we'll talk about the next part of this project and the final part of this project. We need to go ahead and run a line of hoppers down the middle, and I think I'm gonna go this way with it. It doesn't really matter, so it's just kind of up to you. You decide which way you want to go. Just make sure you've got 2 lines of hoppers, one going this direction and one going this direction, and they should all meet in the middle. And we're going to go ahead and start busting all of this out. And then what we can do is grab our hoppers, and we'll make sure to go ahead and put 1 facing down right here, 1 facing down right here, 1 facing down right here, and 1 facing down right here. Then what we want to do is on either side of this, we want to go straight into the hoppers that are going to lead down into the storage area. And I'm not so sure we're going to have enough hoppers for this. We may need to go get a little bit more iron. I'm not sure that I'm going to touch the iron in the resource roulette basket just yet. I'm still a little bit salty about it. And there we go. We've got 2 left over. We're going to need a few more than that, but now we're going to go down below because we're going to be using a lot of the gunpowder that comes in. I've got a nice little platform going here underneath the farm, and we've run into a bit of a predicament. This is all that we have left. No more hoppers, no more iron. We are completely out. Except for, where is it? That way. Resource roulette. I need 16 more hoppers, and I think I'm gonna go grab those from the resource roulette, but I'm not happy about it. And that is our storage area complete. We've got hoppers going into each of these double chests, and we've got 2 sides, so this with 4 double chests on each quadrant is giving us 16 double chests of storage. That is not bad for this size of farm. I don't know that we'll ever fill this up completely because we're going to be using what we do collect, but it's nice to have some overflow just in case. Now, what we need to do is go up here and find a way for all of the gunpowder that has landed on this platform to get to these hoppers. And if you remember what we did with the fish farm that is over there, we've got a rail collection system underneath the magma over there. We're actually going to put the rail collection system on top of the magma on this farm. I've got a basic layout for the first quadrant of this farm with the rails, and basically we've got a bumper in each corner of the farm, and this bumper is going to bounce the minecart off of it once it gets to this point and send it back in this direction and kind of wind in and out, similar to what we did with the fish farm over there. And basically we've got 2 powered rails here at the end, and then we've got 6 irregular rails in between. We've got 3 powered rails right here, 6 more regular rails, a powered rail, and then regular rails to round the corner. Every time a hopper minecart crosses this hopper line on any of these regular rails, it will deposit any gunpowder that it has as quick as it can into these hoppers. And don't worry about these guys, they're actually spawning on these redstone blocks. Once we have the rails down in place, they will not be a factor anymore. We won't have any zombies or skeletons or any of those guys spawning down here. It will just be the creepers up there on the top of the farm. So once the minecart does reach the center of the farm, we've got another bounce back position right here, and it will just send the minecart on its way back down the line. I'm going to go ahead and finish the rest of these quadrants off camera. I think I have enough rails for this. If not, I may do some adjusting on the layout. I might have more powered rails than I need. So if I run out of regular rails, I am out of iron at this point. I may need to reallocate some powered rails throughout the farm, and I'll let you guys know if we make any adjustments. I've reached a point in the farm where I have run completely out of regular rails. I've spoken with Prowl, and he has righted the wrong. I've got 15 stacks, or at least the difference between what I already took, of iron waiting for me over at Resource Roulette. I'm gonna go get it. Hey, that's more like it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. He gave us some extra iron. What a nice dude. I think I should probably, get him his actual 32 stacks of sand before this episode is over. I think that would be the right thing to do. Maybe we should do that. Yep, it's gonna happen. The farm is fully complete. We've got all of the rails in place. I did have to craft just a few extra powered rails and some extra regular rails with the iron that Prowl provided us through Resource Roulette. But here we go. We're gonna drop a minecart with hopper, and it's gonna go ahead and roll on its way. It is rolling perfectly, exactly like we want it to, and it's gonna pick up all of the gunpowder along the way if there is any to be picked up. And once it crosses these hoppers, it's gonna drop it off in there and drop it into our storage system. We got creepers falling everywhere. This is great. And then we'll just kind of wait here for it to come to this area right here and see if it will bounce back and go the other direction. And if it does, then I think we're good to go, and we can place the other 3 minecarts and get collecting. Go, little minecart, go! And there's the bounce back, and on its way, it goes back to the other side of the farm. Fantastic. Let's go ahead and drop these other few minecarts. I've flown in and out of unloaded chunks here, and our minecarts are still going. Fantastic. And even if they do happen to stop, this is not too difficult to restart. All we got to do is push the minecarts and get them on their way. I've also put some shroom lights underneath my glass platform here just so I can see where it is, because it is pretty dark underneath this platform. And just to be safe, I would encourage you to box this thing in. However you want to do it, box it in. I'm probably just going to use glass just to keep it clean and simple, but whatever you do, make sure that you put magma blocks on top of your ceiling, especially if you're standing where I'm at, because this is the kill height for creepers. So any block above this is not going to take the creepers out once they fall out of the spawn platforms. So magma blocks should take care of that issue if they happen to land in the middle of the farm here. And I think I actually might retract part of my farm here. I might go up and take the trapdoors out of the middle section here, just so that there's not really any chance that they fall down that middle hole there. Yeah, I think I am going to go ahead and do that. So all we got to do is punch these out, and we should be good to go. We shouldn't have any creepers falling through the middle of the platform. Now, they shouldn't be getting stuck either, because there is a completely opposite side of the farm that they can jump off of. It might just take a little bit longer for them to fall to their demise if they spawn on this middle section here. But go ahead and take these trapdoors out. You can leave them if you want, but it's not really going to do you any good to leave them there, because you can't collect any gunpowder from this center area, because they're just going to fall right on top of you. Everything's running smoothly, and I am completely boxed in. I am ready to go AFK. I've even included a chest with some extra glass so that if we happen to break the glass on our way out with something other than a Silk Touch pickaxe by accident. Of course, we're going to keep this on us. Then we've got some extra glass for the next time that we come in here to box ourselves in. And I've got an ender chest as well, because whenever you go AFK, it is smart to take off all of your valuables, like your netherite armor. Not a great idea to keep it on you. If something happens and a mob glitches through and you happen to die and your stuff is on the ground for more than 5 minutes, you're gonna regret not putting it in an ender chest. Good to have those couple of things on the AFK platform. Oh, not too bad. 20, 12. What do we got over here? 23, 15. Not too bad for about maybe 5 minutes. We're gonna get lots and lots and lots of gunpowder. But that's enough AFK for the moment. We actually need to head over to the desert over here and make good on our agreement with Prowl as well. We're gonna get him 32 additional stacks of sand. Even though we dropped off one already, he did give me some extra iron. So we're gonna go ahead and take down part of this mountain right here and get him his 32 stacks of sand and drop them off at Resource Roulette. And go big or go home, right? We'll just give him a full double chest of sand. I think that should be about good. Oh yeah, I almost forgot about our third goal here. Full shulker of rockets, plus a little extra. That is definitely gonna last us quite a while, but guys, thank you so much for watching today's video. If you did enjoy it, please be sure to leave a like on the video and subscribe for more Bedrock Guide content just like this. If you have any questions about the creeper farm that we just built today, be sure to leave those comments in the comment section or join up with my Discord so we can have a more extensive conversation over there. But thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.